Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. XRP Crypto Wolf here, bringing this to our attention. Now, we recently got news, or speculation at least, was bubbling last week about ODL and what was happening with Ripple's ODL. Well, it looks as though it has now been confirmed, guys. There is another rebranding. Yes, another one. I don't know how many of you guys have been here since 2018, 2019, when Ripple did rebrand their X products as ODL. Well, now they are rebranding again. Some activists of the XRP Ledger and Ripple communities noticed that Ripple removed the section about on-demand liquidity, the RippleNet product for seamless and low-cost cross-border remittances. And last week I did do a video on that, guys. I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. A Ripple Inc. officer shed some light on what happened to ODL and who can continue using it. So it looks as though maybe some clients aren't even going to continue using ODL. Farewell to ODL? Well, Emi Yoshikawa, guys, did make things clear here. US crypto decacorn Ripple decided to cease using the term ODL as it might be difficult to understand at first glance for outsiders. And here's the tweet. It was in Japanese, so I brought it up here on Twitter, guys, and translated this for you. So, I mean, originally there was a question here from Daikoku saying, Emi, I think the page about ODL has disappeared from Ripple's website, but will it no longer be called ODL? There is a page called Cross-Border Payments, and there is information about the XRP bridge function, etc. And so Emi Yoshikawa did respond here. Yes, ODL is a word that is difficult to understand at first glance for outsiders, so we have decided to consolidate it into the term Ripple Payments. ODL still exists as a function, though. So nothing is happening with ODL specifically, but Emi Yoshikawa just, shedding some light on why we were seeing that changed on the Ripple website. I'm more surprised that they have now decided to rebrand yet again. I mean, at the end of the day, the ODL mechanism will work as usual, as she said. She also opined that removing crypto-specific characteristics of services should be considered in the trend now. So, moving away from, too much of the techie talk for these big bankers. I mean, they just want these things to work. And so, when you bombard them with terms like ODL and blah, 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 they don't care about that. They just want it to work. So at the end of the day, ODL are money corridors, as mentioned here, and are used by customers and institutions as a secure, fast, and low-cost method for cross-border remittances. And I think that's really all all they wanted was just clarity. So I guess Ripple, took it upon themselves, made the executive decision to change the name. And so now it's called Ripple Payments. Anyway, wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf and Emi Yoshikawa just for bringing that up. Also happen to see this, guys, courtesy of Henry Brown here on Twitter. XRP and the XRPL's hidden superpowers are revealed by Neil Hartner, a Ripple engineer, guys. Neil did come out and say this. He decodes really special XRP and XRP Ledger features. This innovation allows users to contribute to liquidity pools, even when they are unable to hold one of the assets required for a particular pool due to restricted access. So this is an interesting feature. Hartner shared that he learned that as long as individuals hold one of the assets, they can perform single-sided deposits and withdrawals from the pool, limited only to assets they are authorized to hold. Nick Bougalis, former director of engineering, also joined in the discussion, revealing that single-sided deposits were a feature he championed from the early stages of development. Bougalis expressed his satisfaction that the concept made it to the final version of the XRPL's AMM. So interesting to note these single-sided deposits and withdrawals have been greenlit. So what are they essentially, with users seeking to understand how fees could be earned and whether the process involves automatic conversion or assets? I guess there's more information here at headtopics.com, or I don't know, this for whatever reason, this article here is kind of strangely worded. Now, if there are any offers from the order book higher than 0.454, then those offers will be matched by the AMM as part of the deposit rebalancing. So you maybe end up with something different than 11,000 XRP and 5,000 XRP in the pool afterwards. So I guess there, is a resource here for you guys to check that out if that is something you are interested in. Neil, I'm sure, is available too on Twitter, and you can probably reach out to him too if you guys are interested in the automated market makers. Anyway, wanted to thank Henry Brown here for posting that. And guys, the CBDC conference is coming up. Holy crap, this coming from Cyprus Domenicore. How did this not get any mainstream attention? Major players, obviously Ripple is there, but also, guys, Hedera and the HBAR token, they're partnered with both MTech Inc. and Indomedia Group, and they are both attending this CBDC conference. And so this is huge, guys, but no mainstream media coverage. I did mention this the other week. Ripple here in attendance at the CBDC conference. along with some other companies here like MTech, Media, MChain, AWS, so Amazon Web Services as well, but also Hedera, guys. And so here's just a glimpse at some of the program here. CBDC Academy, how fintech innovation can unleash the power of CBDCs. So design to implementation, how they work, what use cases are CBDCs, how they can be supported, and what they look to achieve with CBDCs. And then Ripple's panel here, cross-border payments with central bank digital currencies. You guys can see Brett Mullen and James Wallace are in attendance there to talk a little bit about that. So interesting news here. Hedera in attendance as well. And so, the HBAR token, I was talking about it in this morning's video. Gotta say, it has come down quite a bit since its top at the height of the market back in September of 2021. It is down 91%, guys. And full disclosure here, I did purchase my first bag of HBAR right in and around here. So back in December 22, got in at just over 4 cents. Right now it's trading at just over 5 cents. So we did see it climb to almost 10 cents. There is a nice retracement zone here. One of the ones that is part of my portfolio, not part of the Patreon portfolio, the 10,000 plus portfolio that I have for my Patreons, but one that I've been talking about on this channel that I will also be trading on my Patreon with my patrons. That is patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you guys are interested. So big things are brewing for both Ripple and Hedera. Of course, the real world utility is really what's going to catch fire, in my opinion, I think down the road, and really what investors are going to be most interested in moving forward. So spec market trading, guys, this is different than real world utility. Wrath of Kahneman here bringing this up. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this last week in regards to the SBI announcement from last week. SBI Remit is to be using ODL in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia. So we talked a little bit about that last week. More news has come to light, though. Also represents the move of ODL from SBI Remit to SBI VC Trade, which SBI Remit uses. And so he links the original PR report here. Uphold did just tweet this out, though, guys. Ripple, Tranglo, and SBI Remit have announced a joint venture, SBI Ripple Asia. As we know, Wrath of Kahneman down here saying, the key aspect from the provided diagram, it seems the XRP movement to coins, PH, was personal. Tranglo's participation reaches into bank accounts. So coins.ph looks as if this is for the retail user, the end user specifically, so recipient in the Philippines, whereas Tranglo, they're going to be going into the bank. So recipient in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia, but through certain banks. But I guess if you wanted to do just a simple transaction, you would be getting that through coins.ph. We know these are all Ripple partners. So, it's interesting to see just how the inner workings are going to flow with regard to the different players involved. Coins.ph, of course, one of those ODL providers. We heard earlier in this video too that ODL is going to be rebranded, so Ripple Payments. I guess we're going to have to get used to saying that from now on. Anyway, wanted to thank Wrath of Kahneman just for letting us in on that. Ripple's always been big in Asia. In Japan specifically, well, somebody came out and provided a report on Japanese investors in XRP specifically, guys. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here on Twitter. Why XRP holds a special place in the hearts of Japanese investors. So this is a new research paper that just came out today, September 18th, 2023, if you're watching this video on the day that it's released, according to the 2023 paper, okay? And it was called A Study on Non-Performing Asset Cases and Cryptocurrency in Japan by Barina Fujiwara, who is at the Department of Economics and Finance College of Business in the City University of Hong Kong. Japan has established a robust regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. We know that about Japan already. Governed by the Payment Services Act and other Financial Instruments Act, the country has set a precedent for other nations to follow. So Fujiwara is already noting that Japan is on the cutting edge for cryptocurrency technology and cryptocurrency adoption. She notes that this regulatory environment has made Japan a significant player in the global cryptocurrency market. Her research highlights that while Bitcoin often garners the most attention, XRP holds a unique position in Japan's cryptocurrency market. She points out that XRP serves as an intermediary mechanism for exchanging different currencies over networks, setting it apart from other cryptocurrencies. According to Fujiwara, XRP had an impressive trading volume in Japan in February of 2022, with nearly 1.36 billion units traded, making it the cryptocurrency with the highest spot trading volume. This significantly outpaced Bitcoin. Now, guys, this is in a country where XRP was fully regulated, even during the XRP lawsuit. So you can only imagine how high this volume is likely to go in this coming bull run. When now we have XRP clarity in the United States, we have more exchanges in the United States listing. Hopefully we will have at least a dozen US exchanges listing XRP. I mean, we might already. I don't actually know the number, the count on that. If somebody knows which exchanges in the US are now currently or have relisted XRP, please do put it down in the comment section or tag me over there on Twitter. Most likely I will see it over there on Twitter. But think about this, guys. The on-ramps, the off-ramps, now we've got clarity. Now we've got an avenue to trade XRP in the United States, which is the biggest cryptocurrency trading market on planet Earth. So, I mean, if we're seeing this type of volume in Japan, one could only imagine the heights we can see for this in this coming bull run. So I'm eyeing 2024, 2025. Fujiwara attributes this unique standing of XRP in part to its strong partnership with Japanese financial institutions. Of course, there's SBI, and that has been huge. There's also that consortium of Japanese banks that have committed to using RippleNet since I think about 2019 or so. Here's a quote. According to the results of a survey published on Twitter by Japanese cryptocurrency exchange BitMax on June the 12th, Bitcoin's popularity amongst Japanese traders is comparable to that of XRP's token. 25% of the 1,400 or roughly 1,500 respondents said XRP was their favorite cryptocurrency, compared to 26% who said Bitcoin was their favorite, and 9% said Ethereum. So interesting statistics there. XRP and Bitcoin neck and neck. Bitcoin just having a slight lead in Japan. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. And I mean, guys, there's a reason why we're seeing, Ripple take the steps they're taking in order to kind of slowly integrate into this new financial system. Remember, I don't know who remembers this, but when Brad Garlinghouse was giving the example, or more accurately, the roadmap for Ripple's plan: crawl, walk, run. Starting off small, moving to a medium phase, and finally running with it, guys. We have been walking for quite a while now, and but this has been slow. This has been a slow burn, and I think we've been a little bit set back. There have been delays. Obviously, the Ripple SEC lawsuit has delayed things, but Anders brought something up here. Bob Way tells us why it's pretty much impossible to bootstrap a high-value, low-volume payment system. This is why Ripple has to start by targeting low-value, high-volume settlements with XRP. In my opinion, they'll be able to target larger and larger transfers by time as liquidity grows. So this is also, part of what Ripple's plan was, what their game plan was. And, having to restrict XRP flow in the US really hindered that, I think. Pretty much definition of a snowball effect. This is what Bob Way said on XRPL chat. It turns out that it is pretty much impossible to bootstrap a high-value, low-volume payment system. It requires too much trapped capital. So, in other words, as he's saying, it's not just that Ripple targets low-value, high-volume cross-border transfers because it's the worst. It's also that Ripple has no chance but to start with smaller transfers and build over time. So, guys, this is what it's been, and this is why it's taking a while. Now, Mr. Man here bringing this up. So some things to be looking forward to. Of course, Ripple and the rest of the world has been regulated, and so we've already seen, potential applications for RippleNet. Mr. Man brought this up. Okay, this was an article from 2018 with regards to Kuwait, and even since 2018, the Middle East has developed more of a relationship with Ripple, and a lot more countries over there in the Middle East are leveraging RippleNet, including many central banks. Some countries that just come to mind: Saudi Arabia, the UAE. We know Dubai also is very Ripple friendly too. So NBK leads the way in Kuwait in a partnership with RippleNet to offer instant cross-border payments to customers. Now, this is the National Bank of Kuwait. Okay, and this is again an older partnership from 2018. Well, he also brought this up, guys. Think about the derivatives market that we've talked about in the past. Cash flows related to the financial derivatives mainly comprise interest rate swaps and foreign exchange contracts. Okay, this coming from the NKB specifically. NKB primarily uses linear derivatives to hedge its own exposures, therefore not having a major impact on the bank's net cash flows. Collateral used to mitigate credit risk arising from derivatives exposures are managed through applicable credit support annexes, agreements, clearing arrangements, and daily cash margining. So, this is just one country, Kuwait, who has a derivatives market, and, their national bank here, one of their banks, the National Bank of Kuwait, has been running on RippleNet since 2018. So, you got to think about it over time. We're seeing the build, crawl, walk, run. We're getting very, very close, guys. Even more so here. Another one from Mr. Man. eMetals Ripple Gateway. So, we talk about cross-border payments as, one of those main methods to transfer value. We don't really talk about precious metals. However, that has been brought up time and time again. eMetals platform is an alternative way to invest in and trade physical metals, guys. So it aims to provide the investment performance of the standard metals market with the transparency of an exchange-traded security. And this is from eMetals, Ripple Gateway, trade digital metals and real-world commodity stocks. Yes, this is here, active right now, guys. eMetals platform is an alternative way to invest in and trade physical metals. It aims to provide the investment performance of the standard metal market with the transparency of an exchange-traded security. As a precious metal refinery, we see big potential for the Ripple Consensus Ledger and the conversion of rights to metals into digital tokens or IOUs on the Ripple network. We decided to offer investors an alternative way to invest in and trade physical metals by providing the performance of the Aurum. Aurum is an electronic clearing system operated by the LPMCL with the transparency of an exchange-traded asset, guys. And they are using the Ripple Gateway here. Ripple even listed on the website. Large corporations and banks have partnered with Ripple to become a part of this mission to revolutionize the global payment system. And so here are just some of the banks we know already Ripple partners like UniCredit, Santander, BBVA, MUFG, NAB, and many others here. Also on the list, Deloitte, Accenture, CIBC from Canada, Royal Bank of Canada, Skandinaviska, which I think is either Swedish or maybe Norwegian. I think probably Swedish though. Standard Chartered, National Bank of Abu Dhabi, Westpac Banking Corp, the Royal Bank of Scotland. Of course, we got SBI Holdings here, Axis Bank, just to name more, and UBS. So Ripple partners, guys. So Ripple partners galore running on the XRP ledger, guys. eMetals, just another one of those avenues to transfer value. And, they're being very transparent about it on their website, running on RippleNet. So wanted to thank Mr. Mann for posting that. Now, who's ready for a bit of a rabbit hole, guys? This courtesy of Stephanie Starr here on Twitter. Read till the end and tell me what you guys think. So we've been talking a lot about the Middle East. We know a lot of those Middle Eastern countries, too, are looking to join the BRICS nations. Well, all right, let me go through this, okay? Stephanie Starr brought this up. Let's back up to November of 2021. JP Morgan states, if Ripple wins over the SEC, XRP is poised for adoption. Do you guys remember when they said this? This was pretty much when Bitcoin hit that all-time high. If the company is able to win the SEC lawsuit and trading resumes on major cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase, XRP is poised for significant adoption, and that was coming from JP Morgan. Let's continue, okay? Fast forward to 2023. Many events have transpired shaping our new global financial system. Some may not be 100% aware, but let me share. So, in March, Starlink, yes, Elon Musk's Starlink assists with Iraq's digital transformation by providing reliable internet services. Also, we have ISO 20022 and how that is launching, okay? By June, that was a busy month. Let's break it down here. On the 12th, Iraq CBI approves its historic budget needed to update its infrastructure. On the 13th, JP Morgan executives visit Iraq to discuss supporting Iraq's global trade. JP Morgan has been running the TBI since 2003 for this purpose, and so more supporting material here, courtesy of Stephanie Starr. Very organized, detailed thread here, so wanted to thank Stephanie just for that because, it can be a headache to confirm that this is true. Anyway, June, so continued, Iraq opens to the world conference celebrating the passing of the budget and the beginning of the global trade in the financial markets. On the 19th, Iraq announces paying its membership fees to join the WTO, and then Chaps launched ISO 20022 on the 19th. So a busy summer, guys, happening behind the scenes. Look at what happened in July. XRP was paired with the Iraqi dinar. At that time, we didn't really think too much of it, but now maybe it's all making sense. XRP was ruled not a security just a week later. On the 17th, Iraq begins upgrading their financial infrastructure with importance of electronic payments to manage excess cash liquidity. And on the 20th, FedNow launches Via Valente. So a Ripple-enabled technology there too. August to September, okay? August 22nd to 24th, BRICS Summit. So they announced 6 new countries. September, G20 Summit. Also in September, U.S. Treasury visits Iraq to discuss technical support allowing financing foreign trade to be settled in other currencies. Now we see JPM has XRP Fund, which if you guys caught this morning's video, we were wondering about that 7.5% figure. But here, guys, doesn't give a figure, but it does conclude JP Morgan XRP Fund does in fact exist. So interesting to say the least. So JP Morgan runs the TBI, the Trade Bank of Iraq, which facilitates international trade and reconstruction of the country, with XRP being paired with the IQD in July. It's all falling into place. Let's not forget, JPM stated Ripple's court win would be a game changer way back in November of 2021. With many countries de-dollarizing and many trading in their own national currency, the new system will need a bridge currency, and I could not agree more. In August, there was also a lot of chatter about BRICS due to many countries wanting to deal in their own currencies. Can we say leveling the playing field? Of course, many of these countries are already partnered with Ripple. So guys, a huge thread here by Stephanie Starr. Shout out to you, Steph. Got to thank you for posting this. Great news here, all pointing to, the Middle East, the BRICS nations, Iraq specifically, that JP Morgan connection. I got to say, all new updated material all the time, the JP Morgan XRP fund. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention too was just, Iraq's history with sanctions from the U.S. 14 Iraqi private banks sanctioned by the U.S. over allegedly helping siphon U.S. dollars to Iran. Said on Wednesday they were ready to challenge the measures and faced audits and call on Iraq authorities to provide assistance. So this was also something else that happened in July that I just wanted to also add to Stephanie's thread here. So, they would have a reason to do it. It's all making sense to me. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.